Okay, before I even start, this story will mess with your head. It's about family, betrayal, lies, and how sometimes the people who should love you the most turn out to be the ones who hurt you deepest. And trust me, you're gonna want to stick around for the whole thing because it gets crazier than you think. But first, by the way, where are you watching from and what time is it right now? I seriously love seeing where all of you are tuning in from. It's wild how far this story is going to travel. Drop it in the comments. So, my grandma, Nana, was this incredible woman who carried a storm in her soul. Tough as nails, with this booming laugh that could shake the walls, and a temper that would silence a room in seconds. I remember as a kid, she used to call me her stubborn little shadow because I never left her side. She made the best apple pie you could ever imagine, crispy crust, just the right amount of cinnamon, and every time I smelled it baking, I felt safe. She was the matriarch of our family, the glue holding us all together. But honestly, she was complicated. Fiercely proud and a little old-fashioned, the kind of woman who believed love was shown through actions, not words. Nana had 5 kids and raised most of them on her own after Grandpa bailed when I was really young. I remember sitting on the porch steps, watching her patch up her worn-out garden gloves after a long day in the dirt, telling me stories about how she made ends meet back when times were hard. That kind of grit doesn't just fade away. But here's the thing about Nana, she had favorites. And I wasn't one of them. Julia, my cousin, was the golden girl. Always perfect, always dressed like she was stepping out of a magazine, hair flawless even on bad days. Nana would light up when Julia walked into the room. Fancy clothes, the best vacations, early access to college funds, Julia got the whole package. I remember one Christmas, Julia got a fancy necklace from Nana, while I got a pair of gloves that didn't even fit right. And me? I was just the other granddaughter. The invisible one. The one Nana barely glanced at when Julia was around. I used to watch them together, Nana's eyes shining bright when Julia spoke, while mine felt like they were fading into the background. I told myself maybe it was just Nana's personality. Maybe she was old-fashioned and naturally closer to Julia. Maybe I was just jealous. But it hurt. I tried to shrug it off because, well, she was my grandma. I loved her. But then things started to change, and not in a good way. Julia began whispering things about me. At first, they were little remarks, barely audible. Like the time Aunt Ruth told me, "I'm surprised Nana trusted you with the family recipes." Or when a neighbor gave me a side glance and said, "You know, Julia's always been the responsible one." Small digs that felt like tiny cuts. She's not trustworthy. Did you hear she took money from Nana? She's only in this for herself. I tried to laugh it off at first, but the rumors kept growing, like a bad stain you can't wash out. I remember one family gathering where my uncle whispered to me, "You gotta be careful around Julia. She's been talking." I was so stunned I almost dropped my drink. One night, I sat alone in my room, clutching an old photo of Nana and me when I was 5, both of us smiling wide on that faded picnic blanket. And I wondered, how did things get so messed up? I confronted Julia once, tears streaming down my face. "Why would you say these things?" I begged. And she just smiled, cold and hard. "I'm just telling people the truth," she said like it was the most natural thing in the world. The worst part was Nana pulling away. The woman who once held me tight like I was her whole world suddenly acted like I was a stranger. No hugs, no calls, no birthday cards. One time, I showed up at her house unannounced, just to see her, and she told me she was too busy to talk. My heart broke a little that day. And Julia? She basked in the spotlight, acting like the perfect granddaughter, the loyal one, the good family member. Then came the day I dreaded, the funeral and the reading of Nana's will. My heart was pounding as I sat there surrounded by family, the old church smelling of lilies and candle wax. I clutched my hands tightly, telling myself to be strong, waiting to hear what she left me. After all, we were family, right? But when the lawyer read the will aloud, my name wasn't mentioned once. Not a word. Julia got the house, the savings, the jewelry, everything. I left the room in shock. I felt like someone ripped my chest open and stomped on it. Later, alone, I found a letter Nana had left just for me. And I'll never forget what it said. I cannot trust you. You have betrayed me in ways I cannot forgive. Julia has been my rock, my true family. Loyalty means everything. Loyalty. That word echoed in my mind like a slap. How could she say that when I had never done anything but love her? I remember sitting on Nana's old wooden porch swing, rocking back and forth, reading those words over and over, trying to believe they weren't real. The summer breeze was supposed to be soothing, but all I felt was this crushing weight in my chest. But then, as if that wasn't enough, months later while going through some old photos and letters in Nana's attic, I swear it smelled like old paper and forgotten secrets, I discovered something. Julia had been sneaking into Nana's house to meet someone in secret. A neighbor, a longtime family friend. Someone we all trusted. Curious, and desperate for answers, I dug deeper. I even got a tech-savvy friend to help me hack into Julia's emails. And what I found was chilling. Emails from that family friend, the very person everyone adored. Urging Julia to twist stories, to make sure Nana knows the real truth about me. The emails were full of venom, full of lies about me stealing, cheating, and manipulating Nana. This person was poisoning my grandma's mind from the shadows. I confronted Julia again. This time she broke down crying. She told me she didn't want to lie but felt trapped. That this family friend threatened to ruin everything if she didn't play along. She said she felt like she was drowning in a lie she didn't want to live anymore. I remember sitting there in the kitchen, the same one Nana used to bake in, hearing Julia's shaky confession while the rain tapped softly against the window. The smell of old coffee filled the room. It was surreal. Now, I'm caught in this terrible place. Do I fight back and expose everything? Risk destroying my family completely? Or do I let it go, protect my sanity, and try to build my own life without them? Sometimes I think I should just walk away. Maybe they never really loved me. Maybe family isn't about blood or even loyalty. Maybe it's about who's left standing when the dust settles. But then I remember Nana's face before she passed, so proud, so filled with pain and regret. Did she really believe those lies? Or was she just too proud to admit she was wrong? I'm sharing this with you because it's raw, messy, and real. Family can be the source of the deepest love or the worst betrayal. Sometimes, you're not sure which until it's too late. If you were in my shoes, what would you do? Would you fight to reclaim your place? Would you confront the cousin who betrayed you? Or would you walk away, even if it breaks your heart? Because right now, that's where I'm at. I'm standing at a crossroads. But here's one thing I know for sure, I'm not alone. You're here listening. And that means the world. So tell me, what would you do? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I really want to hear from you. Thanks for letting me share this story with you. It's been years in the making, and I'm still figuring it out. What's the biggest betrayal you've ever faced? How did you handle it? I'll be reading every comment. Let's talk.